You're in a leadership role or you're a trainer yourself. You want to deliver some training to support your team, but you don't know where to start. In today's episode, we're going to dive into how we can leverage data to make sure we're targeting our training efforts in the right areas. The first area to explore, questions. What are the questions your end customers are going to ask your frontline staff on a regular basis? Take those top 5 common questions, look through them, and make sure that your frontline staff is capable of answering them. If not, you know where to target some of your training. Another way to look at that, what are the questions your frontline staff is going to be asking their supervisors, their leadership? Take those common questions that get asked internally, make sure you've done some training on them, and if not, now you know where to start. Another common area to dive into, look at some data and look at what are those big problems that can happen inside your organization. It could be the frequency of those issues, targeting some training to that. It could be big picture impact. If this issue happens, it costs tons of money. It opens up to us up to lawsuits, etc., etc. Target your training at that. Or when you look at those big picture problems, what are all the little steps, all the little links in the chain that add up to that big problem? Look at those little links and then target your training to all those little individual micro steps, because if you address those, you reduce the risk of the big picture problems happening. Speaking of impact, that's our third area to look at. If you're in a sales organization, what are the products that generate the most revenue? Have you trained on them? If not, that's where you should be putting your time. Or you could look at it from a profitability standpoint. Which products generate the most margin? Put your time and energy into that. If you're just looking at general onboarding, what are the topics that are going to significantly reduce the ramp time? Go through, pull the data, do some surveys, dig into some interviews with your frontline managers and pull out where are those areas where the ramp time could bog down and target your training. The last way to leverage some data, do some surveys inside your organization as it relates to the big picture culture of your teams, of your organization. Do your teams understand it? Can they articulate why that culture is so important and how that culture leads to organizational success? If they can't, guess what? Now you have an area to target your learning efforts towards. Or you can pull data on the parts of the system that break down that end up having an impact on the culture of your organization. So there you have it. Questions, problems, impact, or culture. Dive into the data that's available in your organization. You might have to go in search of and pull some, but most every organization has data all over the place. So leverage it so you're focusing your learning to have the biggest outcome. What was most surprising about this? Or how do you use data in your organization to target your learning activities? Let me know. Leave me some comments down below. If you found this helpful, like, comment, and subscribe, or feel free to share. To go even deeper, you can always contact me at noboringtraining.com.